So again, just bringing your awareness into the body, noticing how it feels to sit here, kind of the weight of the body, the space that you occupy. Allowing your body to be as relaxed as possible. Your face, kind of softening the muscles around the eyes, softening the jaw. And taking a couple of deep breaths, so intentionally deeper breaths. Just feeling the in-breath, slow and deep in the body. And then breathing out slowly. Just feeling this from inside the body, just noticing the chest and the belly gently expanding. And then relaxing. And then just moving around a little bit, maybe just turning your head slowly from one side to the other. Just noticing if it's a little bit easier on one side than the other, or if you notice any tightness in the neck or the shoulders. And now using one or both hands, one hand if you've got a shoulder that doesn't like this idea, or both hands, just bringing your hands together, fingers clasped, and putting them behind your back, or don't clasp your fingers. You know, sometimes that's painful, but putting them behind the back of your head, sort of at the over the base of the skull and the top of the neck. And tuck your chin in a little bit. Just feeling that connection, pressing back, maybe just slightly with your head, not much, not really engaging the muscles. And now just moving your eyes, moving them to the right and just holding them there for a couple of seconds, and to the left. Holding them there a couple of seconds, and back again to the right. And just pausing here with the eyes right. Just breathing here, and if you have an impulse to sigh or yawn or swallow, doing that, and then letting the eyes go to the left. And just pausing here. Until you yawn or sigh or swallow. And then just bringing your hands down to your legs. Again, turning Turning your head slowly from side to side. And you can do this anytime on your own. It's kind of a quick and easy way to recalibrate the nervous system. You can also do this lying down. And sometimes, it's the kind of thing that it's worth just doing a few times a day. Sometimes you may find that you let your eyes go to one side and pause there, and it's just a couple of seconds. When you find yourself sighing or kind of letting go into this, sometimes maybe, half a minute. And just play with it. And kind of noticing how it feels inside the body, the interior, and especially, the face, the mouth, the neck, the chest, the belly. These are the areas in the body where the vagus nerve travels or wanders. It's one of the cranial nerves. It starts in the brain stem, so right where we had our hands, actually. And it travels from behind the ears, down that little groove by the ear, next to the throat. And then just helps form networks for the heart, the lungs, the diaphragm, the whole gastrointestinal tract, urogenital tract. So this whole part of our body. And the vagus nerve is one of the key players in the parasympathetic nervous system. So the gas pedal to the sympathetic nervous systems, or the brake rather, to the sympathetic nervous system's gas pedal. So the sympathetic nervous system, it's just part of the autonomic nervous system that regulates things within us. That the sympathetic is part of excitement, feeling, aroused and energized, but also fight or flight if we feel threatened. And the parasympathetic is more about rest and digest. It's the part of the nervous system that has a sense of connection, a sense of safety. And sometimes we can have an effect on the parasympathetic nervous system. One very easy thing to do is to just run your finger down behind your ear, down in this little groove behind the jaw. And just rub your hand down, or gently massaging. So we're not trying to do this with great pressure, just the touch. Even a light touch, we respond to touch. Just touching this. And even with an intention, perhaps, to upregulate this rest and digest part of the nervous system, which is also so key to the health of our guts, where most of our immune system lives. So it's really a nice way to kind of encourage the immune system, especially at this time of the year. And again, just sort of feeling inside, having this sense of interoception, perceiving the interior of the body, because that's where the messages come from that go back up the vagus nerve to the brain. That can give a message of safety or not. The parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for the freeze response to threat. So if we feel threatened, if we perceive a threat, whether or not there's really one there, typically we respond with fight, flight, or freeze. So just as the parasympathetic is rest and digest, it's also the freeze part if it gets over amped. Okay, now you're not only going to rest, you're going to faint. So, okay, so now sitting here, again, just noticing how you feel. And we'll do a couple more easy exercises. So now we're going to use the flat of our hands for tapping. We've used a few fingers at a time before. Now the flat of the hands, very gently on the neck and the upper chest. And then we can just come down the front of the body. Oh, look at that. Got one hand on the upper belly, one on the lower belly. So above and below the belly button. And coming back up. So here again, we're following the vagus nerve with this gentle rhythm. This time you can come down to your belly and then down the inside of your thighs to the inside of your knees. Pausing here. There are a lot of nerve endings and meridian endings here. The vagus nerve doesn't go this far, but sort of like while we're tapping, we may as well do this. Coming back up to the belly. Coming back up to the belly, and just one hand above and one hand below the belly button. Okay, and now the belly button is a key part of this vagus nerve. So putting your dominant hand right under your lower belly so that your thumb is right at the belly button, your non-dominant hand over, and now very gently pushing in. So I'm not pushing in so much that I'm forcing the breath out of my body, but I can feel it. Sometimes if it's tender, then I'm not going to push in very hard. Other times, I was practicing this a little while ago, so I feel kind of relaxed, but we're just using the same pattern. And you can, if you do this on your own, and this is also a nice way to stimulate the immune system. You can do it 20 or 30 times. And now pausing, bringing both thumbs together and putting them in the belly button. Okay, and now again, we're just pressing inward with this rhythm, just inviting the belly to relax. It's often a place where we store a tremendous amount of stress that we may or may not know we have. And if you have any sense of sighing or yawning, so we do that. And now pausing. Now this time bringing two fingers on each hand together. Okay. And putting those four fingers in around the belly button. And again, we're just pressing in. And this is something that you can do just because it's good for the nervous system. You can do it if you feel like your immune system could use a little boost. And they would do it 30 to 50 times. And then coming to stillness. Once again, one hand on the upper belly, one on the lower belly. Pressing, and tapping gently, and then again to the chest. Or this area below the collarbone. And then coming to stillness. And putting your hands in your lap. And just checking in, feeling the body. Okay, thank you.